there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with Darth Mod. So we're continuing to fight against the Ottoman Empire. What I've gone ahead and done is I've left garrisons down in Greece, and I'm moving the Scottish companies, regiments, up to take back Sarajevo and Belgrade. We have an army here, but I am pretty sure the army in Constantinople will be able to march out and destroy it before it hopefully attacks Sofia. And then I've placed my navy here to block any advances across it, so now they have to cross with ships, and that's probably going to take some time for them. And then we destroyed the forces that they had attacking the ports here, so that's clear. We might actually leave the Ottomans in control of this, because I'm not too interested in holding that territory. It probably was going to take a while to actually change the religion of that area, so we're probably not going to do anything there. And well, we got Egypt and so forth. I think Egypt and Palestine is two areas that we're actually going to control or keep control of. Not entirely sure what I will do with Syria. If we can, I don't know if there's another country that might spawn here, or I'm not entirely sure what to do with the region just now. And then I'm not entirely sure what to do with, if we're gonna hold on to Mesopotamia, possibly. But that's probably the only region in the area here which I will hold on to. We'll probably go through and just capture as much of the Persians as possible, all the way to Kabul. And that will be, once we reach Kabul, we'll have an army there, and you know what? Oh. Well, what I probably do is we'll take this one, or we'll move these two both towards there, or maybe I'll take this one and I'll go back to India, because we need two armies in India to attack through there, and then this army will lead through here. But at that point, probably we have secured a peace with the Ottomans. But right now the battles that we have in front of us is the one in Mesopotamia outside of Baghdad. We've got quite a large army of these Persians, although a lot of it seems very similar to the Ottoman armies. So that we have that, and then I think it's time we actually dealt with these guys in North America. And I'm gonna make it a little bit harder for myself here. So we're gonna take this army on the Dilbert, and we're actually gonna march here to out-resolve this little battle with this larger force. And then I'm gonna take this smaller force and march to deal with the Indians here. So we'll have a bit of more challenging, as we come with about half a stack while the enemy has a full stack, and we'll see how that goes. Also quite interesting occurrence in the American colonies now is that, as we know, the 13 colonies have a very bad habit on declaring war on a number of different nations across the globe, and so finally it came back to bite them in the ass, as the Prussians have come with a full stack and they have invaded Virginia. So that's that. Back to Europe, nothing really to be done here, so it's over to the Battle of Baghdad. Although we're not going to fight in the fort, we're going to advance out and take on the army. Well, I like how he moved out through here, came behind him. Oh, wait, what? The reinforcement army is going to be drawn all the way from up there? Interesting. How many men do they have? Wait, so that's 11,000 men come in reinforcements, And this is an army of 10,000 men. So Digri Archer is going to have to fight at 20,000 Persians coming at him. I wonder how they're going to reinforce with the bloody mortar. I don't think that's going to be able to come in. But a lot of this, why they have so many, if you look at the units here, there's 500 men almost in every unit. Every infantry unit has like 500 to 600 men in each of them. Like a small unit for these guys is a 400-man unit, compared to ours, which is 300 to the small grenadier one, 250. This is going to be a pretty hard battle. I didn't think this army would reinforce, but that's actually just as well, because then we can beat both of them at the same time. So if we thought that the battle at Damascus was big, this one's even bigger. Let's go ahead and auto-save and play this battle. And here we have the battle formation. We've got the main line, completely comprised of the Sepoy infantry. And then on either side we've got cavalry. This side is East India Company. The other side is native Indian cavalry or Sepoy cavalry. This army actually only has 2 howitzers, and then it's got 4 round shot cannons. And what we'll do is we'll march up to this ridge, which we got, and we're going to place the cannons, and we're going to place the troops along here as the enemy starts down in town. That might be a good plan. We'll see how that goes. I think maybe we'll have to deploy our troops as soon as possible, given the amount of enemies coming down there. In reserve, we've got the Grenadiers and the Marines. So we've got Marine troops down here, and then in the back here to protect against, since the reinforcement army actually will come from behind us, as far as I know, we've got the East India Company there ready to protect us. I'll probably actually start off on slow motion so I have time to do anything. Oh, that's nice. The Persian army actually starts on the other side of the village, which gives me time to control my troops. Then we can go back to normal speed, and I'm gonna roll up the guns. And then we're also gonna get the Sepoys going. So we're gonna get these guys going all the way to the edge of the map. And then drawing a line all the way up to the cannons. And then same for this side. As our men gonna go from the cannons all the way. Okay, we're not gonna hit really the edge there, but we're gonna get pretty darn close. I'm gonna move up the cavalry to just hold back the front forces of the Persians so they don't run into my cannons. And they don't run into my... Oh, I actually stopped these guys. And so they don't run in to kill off my main cannons in the center, and they don't get my men before they are ready. You know what? Let's have everyone run into position. Okay, charge. Charge the camel riders. Ah, crap, we just blew up like 20 of our own men there. Getting the camel riders. Sepoy cavalry. I believe these aren't they dragoons? Maybe they're not. Right, the line here is actually ready, so you can stay behind now. And I don't think there's going to be super risk for our cannons in the current situation here. So the cannons are getting ready. We pushed away those camels, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take these guys and plug the gap on the far end there. Cannons are ready. Let's unlimber them, and I want you guys to do canister, because, well, we've got a lot of horsemen heading this way. Crap, these guys too far away, really. Sepoys are the ones that are closest. Charge the cavalry before they reach my bloody cannons. They fired a number of arrows at us. You know what? I think the cannons might be able to be ready to fire right as they pass here. Yep, there we go. And our cavalry attack here needs to be drawn back. And the canister just slaughtered everyone over there. Right, we gotta keep an eye on the map to make sure that we're not getting annihilated in the flanks. The sepoy infantry is doing very well here, holding off the enemy hordes. We've got a lot of troops coming in here. These guys could be ready to be flanked by the cavalry as they come up. And we've got a lot of... these were the special units, which kind of look almost Chinese with that kind of hat. Which is, I believe, the Persian special unit. As in, I haven't seen anyone else use a similar unit. And this one's getting a lot of canister coming at it. I'm thinking about moving up these guys to sort of cover like that instead, because, well, we can see the most of the enemies are concentrating coming out of this region of the battlefield. So we probably need to reinforce this area with grenadiers if the enemy comes too close. So this is the area we need reinforcements. So we'll move up the grenadiers to be ready to hold the enemy off in this location. Hoping the canister redirects himself towards the center, because there's a lot of enemies coming in here. Well, we got something coming out there. It's a levy unit. We've got... oh, it's a levy unit of just like peasant infantry charging in. There's a lot of enemies coming in through the center now. I want the cannons to turn to deal with the guys that are actually coming towards you. Coming up through the hill, which are right in front of you. You need to get those. Come on. There we go. Boom. Ah, crap. I aimed the cannons. They aimed them too low, and so they hit the ground instead. Crap, we got a lot of these guys. Grenadiers, get a move on. We got a lot here, and I don't think the sepoys will be able to hold against all of these on their own. Although, as we see, these guys just broke. Come on, cannons, boom. I guess the best way would have been to micromanagement and actually held the cannons fire until the enemy came above the ridge here, because otherwise a lot of the cannon fire is just going to go straight into the hillside. They're attacking all across the line. Seems like the sepoys are able to hold them off though. And now maybe the grenadiers would have been needed somewhere around here. I think this cannon unit... yeah, this cannon unit got snagged onto. I want you guys to fire on this unit. And you need to get back on your bloody guns. Get back on your bloody guns. And someone, for God's sake, just shoot these guys away. Get your canister going. Just blow them up. What the hell did you fire at? Oh, you hit over there. I want them to shoot these guys down. Got another big unit coming in here. Right, get canister going. Fire at everything you can see. The lines are holding. I can't see enemy reinforcement as of yet, but the reinforcement only reacts when there's less than 20 units left, we're gonna have to kill off quite a few of these guys before we're gonna see any major change here. A lot of this is, as you can see, the armed populace unit. So it's just cannon fodder marching up to our lines. Okay, this unit just retreated. Get these 3 cannons and fire into this mess. Like 1,200 enemies. Oh shit, they're going right into the cannons. And there's too many men really here. Form square to protect yourself against being overrun by our own cavalry. Seems like we've dealt with a lot of the enemies here. Can I get the cannon though? Oh, we got 1 cannon retreating, we got another cannon retreating, unfortunately. These guys still holding on. Are you able to fire into this mess? Possibly. Maybe I should turn you against something else, like the pikemen. The pikemen's going to be difficult to deal with, just with the sepoys alone. Grenadiers, come up here. I've got a task for you to throw grenades. The cavalry has mixed in here. It would be nice if you could shoot canister into those guys as well. Okay, they're going for my cannons, bastards. What are my howitzers doing? When was the last time you bastards fired anything? Fire there. Grenadiers. The enemy is wavering. Get your grenades out. Throw your grenades. Come on, throw them. Grenadiers! Oh, we need to form up in proper lines before we throw grenades. Bloody hell, the enemy's getting away. March up. Okay, throw at these guys then. Ooh, explosive shots land and destroy a lot of these. Come on, throw the crap. Just bayonet charge then. We're gonna throw grenades? No, don't. Fuck. Just bayonet charge them then. I'll have the bloody howitzers blow this shit to pieces. Right, this side is clear. It's the center that needs reinforcing, so what we could do is bring up the marines. But I think the marines might be needed against the enemy reinforcements. We're gonna move more grenadiers. We're gonna move all grenadiers. All grenadiers need to be moved towards the center because we've got a problem there. There's a lot of Persian troops. We got, oh, that's a really small, tiny square left of sepoys still holding on. Okay, a lot of the enemy is retreating now. Let's get the grenadiers up here. Let's see if you can actually throw grenades this time around. I want you to throw into this musketeer unit. It's sort of a perfect angle here-ish. And then now they're retreating, so now it's kind of pointless to throw your grenades there. And I think this unit will actually retreat as well, so just open fire. We've gone route of the enemy, so I want the cavalry to charge after, and the square, I don't want the square to follow. You can drop your square, although I want you in line with the rest of the units. And this unit of 50 men, I guess you can still kind of hold this. Cavalry is now charging after all of this. It's absolute mayhem here. The grenadiers, you know what? Let's take away these two. They've fought enough. So, oh crap! The enemy has turned up from behind. Luckily, I've got my East India companies firing right there. What we need to do is we need to turn the artillery around. Thing is, I was gonna plug the gap here with. You know what? We can still plug the gap here with the grenadiers. There's still a few units out there that could possibly cause some problem when you guys open fire. And then what we need to do is we need to get the Marines going into this battle as well. So we'll put 2 on either flank, and then we'll have 1 in the center to protect the howitzers. And the howitzers need to turn around and start shelling the enemy in there. We'll have the general station behind as well. Get rid of that unit. We got an enemy cannon unit out there. Guess we can march out and kill that. Let's get the cavalry units to kill off that. Yeah, that seems fine. Get the cannon, and why don't you get the general over there? So we get rid of that army. The East India Company is fighting really hard, but they're also getting quite destroyed, I must say. Guys, you need to come a bit up closer here. No, crap, wrong button. That's what I was gonna click on. Get up there. They're gonna be snagged onto this unit, maybe. Kinda maybe save the Marines. Yes, we stop them from charging into the Marines, so the Marines will be able to fire into them. And then what I'll do is I'll redraw this one a bit. Why don't you come down here somewhere, and why don't you move up a bit, and then this unit, or these 2 units, unfortunately, still gonna have to fight off this unit before we send you back. Unlimber. And maybe we can get these guys even further into straight line like this, firing upon the enemy. Fighting over there. These guys firing. Good. Holding on to this. Howitz is just about to be ready. We have the East India Company cavalry can move up to be ready. We're gonna have a lot of enemies coming out of here. Thousands of them. Lots of bowmen and other crap. Well, we need more men, quite clearly, so gonna take some of the regiments here that haven't seen a lot of fighting, get them in here. So these flanks, get them to come back here. And then looking at what our cavalry out here is doing. We've got these, there we go, all 3 units. Get rid of that general's bodyguard, and I'll be satisfied. Since there's so many, we really need the grenadiers as well to be able to throw grenades over the line if necessary. And now the howitzers are starting to fire into the forest, together with the gunfire from the elite Marine Guard companies. Oh, our 2 units there were broken, and so it's down to the Marine Guards to hold. And the Fellaidin is charging straight in. Just before they get there, the company officer of that unit was shot down. Yeah, it's good that I sent for the grenadiers, because we're gonna need them now. Okay, this side is done fine, so come on, I want you to redraw your line according to that. The Marines holding on. Definitely need help though. There's way too many troops coming in here for the Marines to handle. Let's see about getting the cavalry in there. Building captured. What? I didn't send anyone into no bloody building. Did the cavalry bug into a building somehow? Yes, they did. What? He rode into the building. Well, that's great. Well, I don't need you over there. I need you guys over here somewhere. Look at all those men everywhere. And all that fighting. We got tons of enemies retreating at this point. I want the East India Company cavalry to just get in here and slaughter these guys. We don't want to fight this army again after this, do we? Let's get the grenadiers up and close. Maybe ready to throw grenades. The Marines holding on. Because they lost the general of the first army and the first army was completely destroyed, we can see a lot of these men are now routing. And with the cavalry just tearing into this mess. And the enemy being so disorganized in the forest, they're just completely falling apart here. I want you to throw your grenades on that unit. I want you to throw grenades on that unit. I want you to throw grenades on that unit. And you can come in closer here and throw with something else in there. Okay, these guys are about to throw at these Feladine musketeers. They're just waiting for that one guy to come up. Come on, throw your grenades! Kaboom! Probably would have worked better if we were closer. Okay, now we're gonna throw in here and probably need to pull back the cavalry a bit as the grenades are gonna fly into this. Here comes the grenades. Oh, we just blew up tons of our own cavalry and the grenades didn't even reach through. Enough though to dishearten a number of these guys. Okay, you need to throw grenades into the flank there. These guys are once again about to throw grenades. Come on, get grenades going. There we go. That's what we want to see. Like 100 people getting killed by grenades. And then charge in bayonets. Are you throwing grenades? Have you thrown grenades or... Charge into this mess. You know what, everyone? Everyone. I want everyone. Charge into this mess. I want every single unit to charge in to this mess. And just increase the confusion of the enemy to be utterly complete. And all the men just come from all sides to join in this fight. Yes, get for the guns, go for the guns. All the Indian troops and all the British troops charging in and getting rid of the enemy in the forest. They very much look like Chinese with those strange hats. And we can just see these tons of men routing throughout this. It's just an absolute mayhem. Close victory. It didn't even let me continue through that. And here we have the statistics. The enemy army lost 11,000 men, which leaves 10,000 men still standing, while we lost 3,000 men. And the highest unit, one Seppo unit, killed 675 enemies, which is pretty astonishing. But there we have it. Unfortunately though, as you can see here, 10,000 of one full army of that still remain. And some of these units were quite badly beaten, almost to the point of destruction. Interesting how some of these units actually gained chevrons after that battle. But that means this battle is done then. And I don't think I had another one, so we need to end turn and see what the enemy comes up with. Ah, so we have the North American battle, as there was a small force under the Tecumseh that was actually hiding in the corner, and I believe they were actually trying to sneak across the border into our territory. But then they came back to attack us, and the large army will come as reinforcements. So this will be a very interesting battle. Auto resolve, and let's go ahead and see if we can if Guy Pitt can beat Tecumseh and whoever this is. And here we have the deployment. Since I'm expecting Native American attack from all sides, we decided that this rather nice hill was going to be a very good position to dig into, which you can see we have. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and see how this battle will turn out. The enemy reinforcements turning up over there, which will be the main attack. So we'll have to come through kind of rough terrain, going against this impossible terrain, where it sort of has to go through towards the sides of this fort to try and attack it. And this force is going to have to go straight towards my lines. Our force is outnumbered, but we have a very strong position, and most importantly, we've got cannons to be able to bombard the enemy. In this case, both the howitzer units are targeting this side, and I think they're targeting the medicine men. I did not actually select what kind of shot, so right now they're firing just round shot. I'm gonna switch to explosive shell. Some people want me to use the quick climb, but I think the quick climb is a bit too overpowered in certain situations, especially in situations like this. It's kind of too much, I think. Hold on, men! We are surrounded, and we need to hold out against the enemy attacks from all sides. I probably wouldn't do that if I was you, jumping up to the side of the fort to fight the Native Americans. Oh, the unit march up after them as the enemy retreats. And on the other side, the cavalry has rode up and started firing upon the sides here. But kind of futile battle to have cavalry ride up, and when we have our troops supposedly hiding behind walls, but some of these guys decided that was kind of cowardly, decided to go up on the walls instead. Native Americans here being pushed away. Tecumseh, I imagine this is Tecumseh, sitting out here watching his men fail their attack, and not entirely sure why he's charging now and not joining in on the other side instead. And instead he goes directly towards the fort here on his own. If his men were not able to charge in and take it, what chance does he think he has against it? Probably time for the howitzers to turn around and fire on the other side of the fort. Oh, they're firing off the guys that gave up. Hold on, men! Oh, they even jumped into the massive troops there. in among the bayonets. Tecumseh just died in a hail of gunfire as he closed in on the fort. Howitzers, I want you then to start targeting the infantry that is coming out here. The cavalry charges towards the walls didn't really work out very well for the Native Americans here. Oh, they tried to charge here as well. We can see quite a few horses here lying on the wall. Hold on, men! The day is slowly going into our favor. The question is if I maybe should break some men out of the fortress and spread out along the sides now to deal with the Native Americans as they're coming out of here. Let's speed it up a bit so they can get all the men out in order to fight us. Okay, so they're just gonna march up and let us destroy them, rather than maybe coordinate their attack a little bit better. Probably need to aim for the little bit of bigger units here, rather than the small ones. Keep up the fire, men! The fort needs to be held at all costs. Oh, here comes the arrows. I need to get a better shot, so I better stand on the wall instead. It's like Rorke's Drift, although the Native Americans haven't actually surrounded us at this point any longer. And there's quite a few more men than in Rorke's Drift. Native American Warrior Society, I think that's a melee group, so they will actually close in on the fort. We're hitting this bloody... Maybe what I'll do is I'll tell the cannons to target and just keep bombarding everything that comes out of here. So if they target the ground roughly there. The Warrior Society is closing in. Still like 200 men of them left. As soon as they come close, the officer and the flag guy jumps up on the wall. And the enemy is forced away. And I'm guessing the same thing will happen on this side. The thing that could happen though is we could run out of ammo. We have a few units, well one in particular, this one, is low on ammunition. I think this unit might actually reach us. Brave charge by the Indians, but They are forced to flee. The thing is though, they've stopped us from firing upon the next unit, so that probably is going to help out this one. They've only lost one man. Still, they're shaken because the general is dead. The Kamsa is dead, and they're about to get a volley fired upon them as they close in here. Hold on, men! they keep jumping up and down on the wall. Oh, he pushed him back down below. And that guy died, fell back into the pit. But this group as well was pushed away. I guess the fact that they've lost the general means the morale is so bad that even though they've only lost about 50 men after that melee, as soon as that happened, they were forced away. On this side, we've got 2 units coming in. They're wavering. They're trying their best, but they're shaken. The medicine man is probably helping out because I believe those are a unit that will actually... I think it strikes fear in their enemies, but it also gives a slight morale bonus to the allied troops that are close to them. And so we're actually having a bit of trouble here. So we might want to reinforce that side a bit. Looks like most of the enemies are going to this side. So we're going to take these 2, move them over to reinforce this side. The general, Guy Pitts, is going to move away. And then we're going to have to fill this hole with these 2 units. And this unit's going to be dragged out like that. This unit has lost a lot of men, so they will fall back. This one will take their place, and this one will be dragged out like that. We're going to see at some point some of these units. We got 3 here that are quite damaged. These 2 are going to have to be removed. Hold your fire, and then you guys will form square. Right, how's it going over here? It's very hard fighting here because there's so many Indians and the more of them are coming. Gonna see about how I'm gonna drag these guys back. This one can already come back. And what we'll do is we'll do like that. And this one like that. And then we'll see if we can drag these guys back at some point and open fire upon the enemy. Right, did I tell you to fire that way? No, you're being told you're supposed to fire this way. This, let's see, this unit has to come like that, I think. Run! And this unit needs to come like that. Run! No, both units were broken there. Open fire! Second unit, open fire! They have claimed this part of the wall, and we were forced back a bit inside the fort. You will hold fire. I don't want you shooting friendlies in the back. I guess they were tired after fighting up there at the wall, and they had already lost a lot of men. So when they ran into those volleys, it was just too much for them, and they were forced back. And now we can march up and retake these positions. And then you can form a square right here on the hill. And let's see, this one can then be stretched like that. Form square. So now we got fresh units ready to hold off the Native Americans. Oh, looks like the reinforcement waves are now done for, so there will be no more reinforcements for the Native American side. Oh, that's one of the units that retreated. Maybe it's time then to go, well, you can go back into the fort. Possibly go out of the fort dealing with the Native Americans out on the field rather than sitting in the fort. And actually march down and deal with them. If you run out like that, get the general with you. These two units as backup. And then we do a similar thing on this side with these two. Gonna come out into the forest. Oh, they're placing stakes there and they're preparing to skewer the general. Guy Pitts as a pig. But he's not gonna fall into that trap. And it's really too little too late at this point, given the number of Native Americans that are left. A lot of the Native Americans fled the battle though, so we'll probably have to fight them once more back in the capital. It depends though how many of them are left. If there actually is going to be a worthy battle to fight, or if it's just going to be a battle to auto-resolve. Same as the one out in far out into the wilderness. What's happened here with these spikes? I guess, well, maybe they died when they put them up or something, because we only got a few pikes here and there. They're still fighting on though, even though there's just a few hundred men at this point. We got 103 trying to climb there, and then we got about maybe 200 coming towards these lines. Trying to place stakes, which definitely isn't gonna really help them. Well, it's gonna protect them in case Guy Pitts decide to charge out and cut some of them down as they are retreating. Is this unit? Oh, these guys are out of ammo. That's maybe why these guys are still holding here. This unit's broken. This one's shaken. Let's see if we can target this one. And the other cannon can target this one. Those are the two that are holding out. I'm surprised they're still holding now. There's only 3 units and they're just less than 100 men in each. Oh, there we go. We are about to win the battle. This one, yeah, there we go. They shattered. That explosion and shrapnel that killed the front of the unit just tore through the morale. And we have a victory. And yeah, I think that's enough. So let's save this one as well. I think this one will do a better picture than maybe the one in Baghdad. Here we have the statistics. We lost 73 men, while the enemy lost about half their army. So still remaining is 3,000 men. Well, looking at the time here, I'm going to have to end it right here. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!